Hi, I'm Oksana. I've built businesses. I started over more than once. I changed countries. And this podcast is not about productivity or success hacks. It's about living your life. At some point, you realize you are always busy, you are doing right thing, but something still feels off. And then the scariest question appears. Is it really my life, or it's just well-organized schedule? Hello, Piotr. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself. Your project is very interesting, and I was amazed when I heard the idea because I never met people working in this industry.
My name is Piotr Konopka, and together with my business partner, we are running a business in Poland. We are targeting corporate customers, and we are supporting companies in hiring people with disabilities. We are creating remote teams, for example, call center or accounting offices. We can deliver about 40 business processes that can be run by specialists with disabilities, and the whole concept is based on remote work only, because people with disabilities, they usually have problems with going to the offices because maybe they are living a little bit further from the office, or because they need support of their family, or maybe they have some physical problems that are related with mobility. So even if the office is accessible for people with disabilities, sometimes it is hard enough for them to get there because the road is not prepared enough for such people. So we are creating environment, we are supporting the whole process, and we are hiring people with disabilities to run back office jobs.
Fantastic. It sounds fantastic. I understand that sometimes for people with disabilities, just getting to work itself is pretty difficult adventure, let's say.
It is very difficult topic to discuss for people who are healthy, because people who are healthy usually they do not know anything about people with disabilities, especially in Poland. My business is based in Poland because of regulations or specific legal regulations that are involved in the whole business framework. In Poland, we have over 14% of people with disabilities, and among this group, we have, I think, almost 70% of unemployment rate. So people with disabilities, they do not work. And there is a legal act in Poland that is creating the whole environment, and this legal act is called Ustawa o rehabilitacji zawodowej I społecznej, which means this is the legal act about rehabilitation that is related to the work and to the social life as well, because when you are a disabled person, sometimes you have disability from the very beginning of your life. Sometimes you can get your disability because of the accident, or maybe a very hard sickness during your later stage of life. And in each case, it is a tragedy for the person because of the disability itself. But usually it is, or maybe not usually, very often it is related to the tragedy that is combined with the whole disability. And the tragedy is sometimes very social, because if you have, imagine that if you have the accident, for example, car accident right now on the street, and you go to the wheelchair because you cannot move, usually you will lose your job, you will lose your wife or your husband. They will take the kids because sometimes they cannot take the whole pressure with the whole new situation, so they will lose you. And they will go away. You should go to your mother, to your father, because someone should take care of you. The whole rehabilitation process from the medical point of view will also take time. And this health tragedy with the social tragedy, it makes people that they are felt alone outside of the society, because the society usually they do not care about such people. I mean, as a whole group, because of course individuals can be empathetic, can have sympathy for you. But as a society, they do not, the members of the society, they do not care about people with disabilities. So if you do not have a job and you are outside of the society in reality, and your disability is very severe, or you cannot participate fully in normal life, the job is always very helpful in terms of earning money, in terms of having friends, new friends, because you will create new connections with new colleagues in your company. So
You
this
become
helps.
financially independent as well. This is very important for adult person.
Yes, because when you are a disabled one, sometimes you have money from your insurer, because maybe you were insured and you have money from the accident. Sometimes you were not insured and you have maybe a few hundred zlotys from the uh, pension state funds. Maybe family would support you, but usually they do not have money enough to support you, and the treatment and the rehabilitation process is always very expensive.
And
So
taking long time,
yes,
a lot of energy.
yes, and when you start your job that is related to your experience and you can earn additional money, it is very good in terms of course, financial situation, but it is very good for your mental health, because you can participate in your normal regular life. You can share your expenses with your family, with your mother, father, with your life partner, etc. So you can be independent, because usually when people are disabled ones, they do not feel independent enough, and the society, they do not treat them as independent, because in Polish society, people with disabilities, they are usually treated as people who are dependent on someone always, maybe on the government, maybe on their mother, father, or the life partner.
And I think as well, this attitude putting pressure on the person. But if the person feel independent, if the person feel that they can do something good for society, to share their knowledge, their energy, I think this is might positively affect their rehabilitation.
Yes, of course, because people want to feel maybe not important, but they want to feel that they do something that can be important, even on a small scale. So when they have a job, it's very good for their health, both mental and physical.
Yes, I think we all like this feeling when we feel that we are needed.
Yes.
And we are included.
Yes, and that's why me and my business partner, we are doing this business, because of course every business should generate money, should generate positive financial side, but we are also creating something that is important from another perspective, from the society perspective. So yeah, we are creating jobs for people who are not hired in a different way.
You are doing fantastic.
Thank you very much.
You are growing really healthy and natural environment for everyone.
Yes.
Thank you. Tell me, you already mentioned that sometimes the decision making, for the corporate can be very long.
Yes.
Tell me, what difficulties you are facing when you are running this business?
In Poland, the whole idea of hiring people with disabilities is very strictly regulated by the government, because if you have a company over 25 people employed on a regular work contract, you are required to hire people with disabilities. So if you have a company, let's say 1,000 FTEs, you should hire 60 people with disabilities. It means 6% of your total staff should be employed as people with disabilities. But usually companies, they do not hire such staff, because they do not know that it is required. So there is lack of knowledge in the companies on the C-level and on the managerial level. So people are not hired, even if the company or some individuals inside the companies, they are aware of this idea. They do not know how to target such people, because even if they put advertisement on the internet, no one is applying for the job because of various reasons. And sometimes people inside the companies, they are aware of the problem or the issue, but they do not want to hire because they are afraid of disabilities itself, and they do not want to have a problem because of someone's health. So the legal framework is you are required to hire people with disabilities, and if not, you are paying penalty. So this is one side. Another side, we have the whole society or the whole social group of people with disabilities. So we have 14% of the society with disability, with 70% of unemployment rate. So there should be easy to hire such people. But when we are approaching a company, especially the large one, I mean 1,000 employees or more, there is no business owner of this process in any company at the market, because you have marketing, you have finance, you have HR, you have C-level, you have operations, etc., etc. But in this in Poland, we are calling this PEFRON, the state fund that is related to the to hiring people with disabilities. No one is responsible for this project in any company that I met at the market during 15 years of my experience, because it is very diversified across the company. For example, if you want to hire someone, you are going to recruitment. If you want to create a call center, you should go to the call center department, marketing department, or customer service department. If you want to create new FTEs, you should go to finance. And when we are coming to the company with the idea, okay, you are paying, let's say, 3 million euros per year as a penalty. So there is a budget. So let's hire 15 people to call center, and we will decrease the budget for penalty, and we will create additional 15 FTEs inside the company. We do not have anyone responsible for each part of this process, because we should talk to CFO about moving budget from one place to another. We should create new FTEs, so we should discuss this idea with HR. We should discuss this idea with, let's say, call center department or customer service department, because they should use the work of this new team, and then we should discuss it with we would like to recruit those people supporting the whole process. And even if we are talking at the C-level, these 3 million zlotys and the small process that is below any other important processes of the whole company, there is no one who is responsible for this at all, and they do not care, because if we are talking, for example, to the large financial institution hiring 10,000 employees across the Poland, and the penalty would be 10 million euros per year. So if you have a bank with billions and billions of euros of turnover and capital, and they have only 10 million euros of additional costs, no one is interested enough to say, yeah, we can do this, especially if we have to create new FTEs, because we cannot say that, okay, so let's fire 100 healthy people and let's hire 100 people with disabilities. We cannot do this, because it's immoral, it's wrong, and it's not also good for the business. So we should hire new people, and we should hire them for new positions. And those new positions should be tailored or designed for people with disabilities. Because of legal regulations in Poland, they have shorter work time, 7 hours, not 8 hours. They have 15 minutes of additional break per day, and they have 10 days of additional holidays, paid holidays during the whole year. So it means that from mathematical point of view, the effective time of work is 70% comparing to people who are healthy. So if you even find one who is, let's say, perfect accountant, and you hire such person to do the job in the regular workplace, they will not deliver the expected KPIs, because they are working 70% or 30% shorter than someone who is healthy. so they cannot deliver the proper job. And if you are a manager, hiring someone who can deliver only 70% of such job that you are required to do,
your department requires to
so you are not interested in.
But look, if I am just a medium level manager,
Yes.
this is my way of thinking. This person can do only 70% of the
But
job.
right now you have, let's say, right now you have headcount of one person who should do 100 tasks per day. And you are hiring someone who can do 70 tasks per day. So you are missing 30 tasks per day on daily basis.
Yes. So as a manager, I would say, no, this is not working for me.
Yes.
But the high level management, they should understand that at the moment we are paying 10 millions of penalty. And if we create this special department.
Yes, and that's why everything is taking very long time for me, because I should identify C-level someone, maybe CEO, maybe operations, maybe CFO. I should have green light from them. Then I should go to business unit. I should have green light from them. And then we should go to HR department, and HR department should have green light for me to run the operations or to the project across the whole company. But it is very hard to identify such people. It is very hard to have this process fast enough. On average, let's say 6 years from the initial talk to signing the contract. The longest talks that I still have in my pipeline is 12, 13 years.
Oh my God.
Because if you have corporate environment, and even if you are talking with the company, sometimes they are acquired by another entity from Frankfurt. Sometimes they are merging with another entity in Brazil. Sometimes, of course, people are fired and someone is hired for a new position. So the whole company is changing, and I am starting from the very beginning. And of course, because this business is not crucial enough for anyone, it's not important. So we should also be fitted between payment of the salaries every month, or taxes, or reporting periods, or winter holidays, summer holidays. So it's jumping like a frog between periods where we have all decision makers. Then I have to take into consideration this merging processes in a broader perspective. So it takes a time, but it's easier for me to talk with people with NGO experience or charity experience, because they have different mindset.
Yes, they already have experience. They
yes, and on top of that, I have to find someone who is willing enough to say, we are not doing this today, but I will take this task and I will do this because I like the idea. So I have to find someone who is proactive enough to say, let's do this. Even if the corporate is a very big structure, very difficult structure to change something, or even if my business is bulletproof from the financial point of view, because there will be always four positive aspects. I mean, the company itself will have the saving, the business unit will have the job, the new team. We are creating new job positions for people with disabilities, and they will have good money, and they will be working for a renowned brand. And our business model is also bulletproof from the legal point of view. We are cooperating with the largest Polish law firm called Sołtysiński, Kawecki, Ślęzak, because we know that reputation is also very important in this business. So we are cooperating with the best labor law company in Poland. And I have to find someone who say, yeah, I will do this because I like the idea. So it is very difficult.
You know, for me, all this process sounds pretty complicated, very gentle and very precise. So in my point of view, you are like neurosurgeon who is sewing back to the body something that really belongs to the body. I think this kind of departments are needed in nowadays world. They're needed.
This is very good idea that we are like reattaching this to the
Yes,
company.
you're
Yeah.
attaching something, not something extra new, because people probably think that this is something new coming to our
Yes.
company. But actually, by law, this is something that it was supposed to be in your company. This is some part of the body what's supposed to be there.
Yes, yes.
I will keep repeating. You are doing fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
You know, one thing shocked me. Yes, you mentioned as well that some people they have a disability from birth, yeah, or from early age, but some people have it after in adult age after some accident or something. But as well, one thing that shocked me that some people with depression or with some like severe burnout, they can get this disabled status as well.
Yes, because usually people who are healthy, they recognize people with disabilities because of the physicality. So we can see someone who is blind and they use a cane on the street. We can see someone who is deaf because they are using their hands to talk.
Or they have the.
But it's not like. Do you think that if I have glasses, it's disability?
No.
So, yeah. So we can see blind people, we can see deaf people, we can see people on a wheelchair because they are very well, they can be seen. Yeah, and sometimes we think that people who have Down syndrome, they are disabled ones. So this is usually something that is perceived by people who are healthy as disability. But we can see maybe 10% of disabilities among us. 90% of disabilities cannot be seen because they are because of the internal problems, and the mental problems, the mental health, it can also be treated as disability because you can have. You can be schizophrenic, you can be bipolar, you can have severe depression, you can have suicidal thoughts or resignation thoughts. We'll see if the algorithms will put us accordingly. So if you have enough mental problems that prevent you from regular life, it doesn't matter if you are afraid of walking outside of the buildings because there was COVID and right now you are afraid of walking outside. It doesn't matter if you are anxious enough to talk to people because you are afraid of human interactions. It doesn't matter if you are depressed because you are you had burnout because you were overworked for a long period of time in this very unstable environment during COVID. So it doesn't matter how you are acting, but if you cannot live fully because of your mental problems, because of your attitude, because something is broken inside of you, you can apply for a disability from the formal point of view. And of course, those disabilities can be, let's say, at the beginner level, very light. They can be at the advanced level, moderate, or they can be very severe that you cannot properly function at all. Maybe you should be taken to the mental hospital. So yes, burnout and depression can be disabilities as well, and we have to remember that usually depression is a disability or mental state that can end in death because there are many suicidal attempts among people with disabilities. So if the mental depression, mental disability is not treated enough or treated at all, it can be very dangerous for someone's life. Right now, after the COVID, we as a company we see that there are a huge increase in numbers of people with mental disabilities in Poland because COVID and the whole concept of being locked out or lockdown, and the whole idea of this danger outside and this non-stable environment, they decided to go to the hospital, they decided to go to the psychiatrist, to the psychologist. There are, of course, some problems in terms of from the society, because people, they usually in Poland, they see also people with mental problems as crazy ones. So if you have a problem with yourself, sometimes you do not want to share those problems with someone else,
because you are scared you will be judged.
Yes.
And people can
Yes.
distance from you.
But it's changing, very slowly. So people sometimes they treat themselves, but sometimes they do not want to take any actions because they are afraid, as you said, of being judged.
Yes, I see it as in this race for success. Sometimes there is a point, and then usually people miss it, and they can go from very high effective, get this depression, burnout, and then they get to the point when they are basically disabled with reduced abilities to work.
Yes.
Yes, so this is very sensitive point.
Yes, you're right.
I was working in a bigger company, yes, construction company, and as well we were supporting some inclusivity programs, and we were doing it as a charity project. So, but what you are doing is really nice. It's not just one time or a regular charity donation, but you help to bring people to
Because
life. This is the real process.
if you are disabled one, of course, maybe you need a charity, but in reality, you need two things: normal family and regular job, because you need to have income for spending, and you need someone to live with. So this is, and the charity is usually it is one-time action. But if you have job, you are paid on monthly basis.
Yes, yeah. This is more than a help. It's literally bringing
This is
person to
help.
life.
This is real help, because
How did you came up with this business idea?
I met a business partner many years ago, and he suggested that I should join him because of one of his projects, and then one step after another, and right now I am with a different business partner, and we are targeting the corporate customers. So it was only meeting someone on my life path, and it clicked.
Good. Share maybe some of your personal experience. How do you maintain your work and life balance?
Starting November, 1st of November last year, so November 2024, I'm living in Bangkok, and I think that this is one of the best decisions in my life. And even if there is a 5 or 6 hours time zone differences between Polish and Thai time zones, it doesn't matter, because I have enough time for myself. I go to the gym every day. I have yoga sessions, and I walk a lot. Over 3 years ago, I was depressed. I have depression, and I was very fat. My weight was above 150 kilos, and I started to walk. So I've lost all of my weight because of walking, and slight changes in my eating schedule, maybe not eating size, but eating schedule. And I still walk. I think that I'm walking 600 kilometers per month, every month.
Wow.
So I did, I think, over 7,000 kilometers around Bangkok during last year. So I know the city better than most Thai people who are living here. So I understand what does it mean to be depressed. I understand what does it take to be healthy after depression. So this is my personal experience when I say that sometimes depression can be a disease that is related to death at the end, because there are some resignation thoughts.
Yes, me as well. I experienced as well depression and the burnout, and for me, yes, maybe I was getting putting my career, my job to a very important place, and then forgetting about my body, that I need to exercise, eat properly. So I had a couple of moments when I lost this balance, and started to do this race for success,
Yeah.
for money, and I realized that I lost myself. Like I
Yes.
have all the ticks, what was on my list to have this kind of holidays, this kind of possessions. I have all these ticks on the list, but I'm not happy anymore. So for me as well, the way back to myself was through art. I started to do art, of course, exercising. I'm not that active as you with running and walking. I did like yoga, Pilates, more calming disciplines, but art helped me a lot. And now as well, when I feel I'm getting tired, I go for some art workshops. I prefer to be a student and to learn something new. This is what brings me back to normal, brings me back to the balance.
But I still feel inside of myself that like Scooter, do you know Scooter, the music band from many years ago?
Yeah, yes.
That catching the rabbit, the race is better than the catch. So sometimes I feel in myself that this whole process of getting somewhere is much more important.
Yeah. We need to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Yes. The main idea of having life,
Yeah.
not some targets
Yeah.
of living life and enjoying
Yeah.
it, is enjoy the process. Enjoy the way when you are getting there. So, Piotr, I would like to introduce you to our new project, Millionaire. And on our Millionaire mental well-being platform, we have a burnout test. So now, if you have doubt, are you working too hard, and you need to take care of yourself, you can do this burnout test.
Of course, I will do this, and I will let you know if I am crazy enough to be your customer.
You are good. And as well, during the test, you will find out your perception channel.
Okay.
What are you more, audio or visual or tactile?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
And if you want, we can find the best activities for you to relax, to release the work stress.
Okay, thank you very much. I will take the test.
I'll share the link with you.
The link is below.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
Thank you.